So I left you here. I left you with this slide, and it basically was a ranking system, and it said, hey, we got carbonyls and alcohols and amines and alkenes and alkynes. And it was a ranking system. So we're putting priority. We're putting a point of respect on some of these functional groups whenever we see them. And it's very common that we could have more than just one functional group at a time on a molecule. So this is not a big deal for me, right? We just need to know how to handle them. That's really all that we need to do. How do we handle these things with multiple functional groups? So let's take a look and do some of these examples. So that way you can get comfortable with them. And then maybe you can cuss me a little bit later. All right, so here we have CH2, double bond, CH, CH2, and OH. All right, so we need to name this group a double bond and an OH group. Okay, so again, I know this is an alkyne lecture with a triple bond, and there's no triple bonds here, but that's okay. We're leading up to that because this applies to everything, not just triple bonds, but it applies to everything that we've talked about so far. I'll look at these two groups. I see a double bond and I see an OH. All right. So because of that, we just learned it a few seconds ago on that slide, that OH has preference. So when I name this molecule, when I name it, I need to go in and name it as an OH group, which means I need to name it as an alcohol. So the rules of alcohols, oh gosh, lecture, module 3 stuff, maybe module 1 stuff. I mean, who knows? All of this is digging dirt back up in the very beginnings of the semester and of the class, which is okay. I told you, I warned you, this is how organic is. This is why people can't stand it, because they lose out on the fundamentals and they struggle the further we go into the class. So this is an OH group. We name it as an alcohol. The rules of alcohol say this. Guess what? Longest carbon chain. What is it? There's 3. So this is a propane, right? But no, this is an alcohol group. We're going to name it as an alcohol group. So that means I need to erase the E, and I need to write the ending of OL. Propanol. There we go. Well, I just named it as an alcohol. I better give that the number preference as well. Notice I've forgotten about everything else on the molecule. It doesn't matter at this point. That OH group is my preference. That OH group is how I've just named this molecule. I number closest to that OH group. So here is carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3. So at carbon 1, I have the OL group. That is the alcohol group. However, that's not the only thing that's here. I also have this double bond, don't I? That double bond is there. We have to represent that double bond. How do we write the double bond name in an organic? Well, this ends in an ENE, right? There's no difference here. Where would that double bond happen? Well, that double bond would happen at carbon 2. That's the first time that I see it. So I know that 2-ene has to be squeezed into this name in some form or fashion. And this is how we write it. E kind of comes before O, right? So what we do, and that's not really proper IUPAC, but that's a way to think about it. What we do is that we can write propane, there's the ENE, right? And we'll put a 2 in front of that. That 2 goes along with that double bond. We kind of seen this before with the double and triple bonds together. Well, I told you we weren't quite finished with the name, so we don't cap that off with that last E. We continue on with it. And we, at carbon 1, have the OL group. Very similar to what we did with triple and double bonds. So the name of this molecule is 2-propan, 1-ol. 2-propan, 1-ol. All right? Other people, they will come in and they will say prop and then 2-ene, 1-ol. I'm okay with that if you're okay with that too. If you want to drop the E in the ene group like we did here and just write prop 2-un 1-ol, you're more than welcome to do that as well. I'm okay with it. I'll give you credit. All right, so there's the first organic that involves more than one functional group that we have mentioned, and that's how we handle it. All right, so let's look at another. We'll do CH3, carbon, CH3 up on top, double bond, CH, CH2, CH2, and OH. How do we name it? Okay, we have a double bond here, ene. We have an OH group there, all. We know they both happen at the end of the name. Longest carbon chain that would include as many as possible. All right, so the longest carbon chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go all the way across. It's the easiest way. If you go up, it's still 5. So I know that this is a pent. There's the first part of the name. It's a pent because there's 5 carbons. Okay, double bond and OH group. OH group gets priority. I'm going to put my focus on OH first before I deal with anything else. So that OH group I know is going to end in all. Well, that is going to happen at carbon number 1, right? At carbon 1, that is the all group. Then at carbon 2, carbon 3, that is my ene group. And then at carbon 4, that is going to be a methyl group. I just now need to put it all together. All my pieces are there. I just need to put it in the proper order. So the easiest way to do this, the ene will be written first before the all. So this is a 3-pentan. That represents the double bond. 1 all. That represents the alcohol. And then in front, I have a 4-methyl. There you go, folks. 4-methyl, 3-pentan, 1 all is the IUPAC name for that structure. Let's do another. CH2 double bond, CH, CH2, 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 CH, and then let's put an NH2 up here, and then a CH3. All right, 2 groups, a double bond and an NH2 group. Folks, this could have been a triple bond too. I mean, that would have been a CH triple bond. Not a big deal. I would name it the same way. Let's go ahead and do it. So let's put a triple bond there instead, and let's do a CH group there instead. And in doing so, that also has to be out of there. That carbon, 3 bonds to the left, 1 to the carbon on the right. Okay, so I've got a triple bond, which would be yne, Y-N-E. And then I have this NH2 group, and this NH2 group is an amine group. And we actually used the word amine in the nomenclature back in the day. That's how we named the NH2 groups. So it's still how we name them here. There's no difference. And we just learned in a previous slide of ranking, and we now know that NH2s come before doubles and triples. So my priority better be on that NH2 right now. It's the only way that this is going to work. So I need to focus in on this molecule. I need to pick the longest carbon chain, and the longest carbon chain, of course, goes all the way across. It's the only option for me. And that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a 7 carbon chain. So this is a hept. My priority is NH2. That slide told me it was. I give NH2 the lower number and forget about everything else. So in doing so, it forces me to number the chain this way. All right? So at carbon number 2, I have the amine group. And then at carbon number 6, I have the triple bond, which is the yne group. So I need to put it all together into a name. So 6-heptan TYN, just like we did with EN. We drop that ending E. We're not yet done. And then on carbon 2, we have the amine group. There you go, folks. That's how we name the structure. 6-heptine 2-amine. Let's do another. CH3, CH2, CH, double bond, CH, CH. Oh no, let me change it. Okay, so double bond CH, and then CH again, and then a CH3, and then down here we'll do an OH. So once more, we have a molecule. We need to name it. There's two groups. There's a double bond. There's an OH. We've got to figure out how to put all the pieces together. I'm going to do the same thing, though. The decision-making process is the same here. Double or OH, I put my preference on the OH group. All right, but this is an alkyne lecture, so let's just put a triple bond there. In doing so, we need to get rid of those neighboring hydrogens to make room for that bond. So that way, that carbon will have 4, and this carbon will have a total of 4. But the decision-making process is still the same. I have a triple bond and an OH. OH still gets priority. All right, so the longest carbon chain is going to be, of course, all the way across. That's my only option here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in total. So this is a hex something. Well, my OH is priority. My OH is going to get the focus. My OH is going to get the lowest number. Because of that, we number forcefully from the right-hand side and go left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On carbon number 2, that is where my all is going to be. At carbon number 3, that is where my on is going to be. So 3 hexyne 2 all for the alcohol. There you go, folks. We typically end it with the highest priority name. Notice in this case, my high priority was alcohol. That's how I ended the name. In the previous example, NH2 was my high priority. We ended up with the name for the high priority group. That is how IUPAC sets up the nomenclature, and that is why we do that. Okay? Let's do another example. This time let's do a ring. People dread rings. I don't know why. They just do. All right. So here's a ring structure. Let's put a double bond here, an OH group there, and a CH3 group here. And we have to name it. Double bond OH. OH gets priority over the double bond. That's what the slide told me. So in this name, I'm going to name it as an alcohol. As an alcohol, that means automatically that gets spot 1. That's how the priorities work. It sets it in play. Some people like these examples better because there's no ambiguity in it. OH, high priority, that is where I start. That's going to be the closest spot. Simple as that. All right, so this longest carbon chain is a cyclohex, right? So a cyclohex something. Well, there's a double bond in there, so I know it's a cyclohexane. And there's an all in there. There's the alcohol group. I know that that alcohol group is going to get my 1 spot. So it's a cyclohexane 1 all something. Now, how's the rest of the numbering following? Okay, well, the rest of the numbering. At number 1, where do I go? Left or right? You're forced to go left-handed. The reason is because the next group that's in play is this double bond. You better give that the lowest priority now. Not this methyl group. That double bond is involved in this name. That double bond is part of the ranking. So if this is carbon number 1, this has got to be carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, carbon 5, carbon 6. You can't go the other way because that's going to give it a lower number. And your overall numbers will be higher. To the left, at carbon 2, that is where the ene is going to be. That also means that at carbon 6, we have a methyl group. 6-methyl, 2-cyclohexane, 1-ol is the name of that structure. Let's do one more of those. We'll do another ring. 6-membered rings, typically the most common. They're the most stable. That's why we see those often. And we do this. All right, so I use the same concept. 2 pieces here, a double and an NH2 group. I now need to figure out which one gets higher priority. It's the NH2 group. So we're going to name this as an amine, and that means that this particular carbon right there is carbon number 1. There's no way around it. It is carbon number 1. Now I'll worry about the rest of it. So the longest carbon chain, like before, is going to be cyclohex. Don't know where that line came from. I got real excited there, didn't I? All right. Cyclohex. Well, it's going to be a cyclohexane because there is a double bond there. And I do have an amine, so I'll write the word amine here at the very end. That amine is going to happen on carbon number 1. So cyclohexane 1-amine, I've now got to figure out where the double bond is going to be located. I need a number for that. All right, so if I go counterclockwise, if this is carbon number 1, this is carbon number 2, and this is carbon number 3. If I go clockwise, this would be carbon 2, this would be carbon 3, that would be carbon 4. That gives me a higher number. Don't want to go that way. So this is the way that I'm going to number the ring, 4, 5, and 6. So at carbon 3, that is where the double bond is going to be. 3-cyclohexane, 1-amine. All right, folks. Not yet done with examples. You know me. So in the next video, these are the examples that we're going to be doing. And again, pause the video, write them down. Test your skills. See if you can get the right answers before you hit play on the next video. And again, if you get them wrong, nobody's going to know. But it's not going to hurt you to take a few minutes of your time, pretend like these are quiz questions, pretend like they're test questions. See if you can get the puzzle pieces together to answer the question. And the question says, name them. A, B, C, D, E, F. Name them. So pause the video, write down these structures, get a name for each one of them, go take a break, come back, and then hit play on the next video. And then we'll test to see if your answers are correct or not. And if they're not, maybe you'll realize where you made the mistake and how you made the mistake. You can correct for that, fix it, and learn for the next one. So this is where this video will stop. Next video, this is where we'll pick back up.